Oh yeah, this one's steep. I don't know what we're on. Oh, elevation started at 1100 and it is going up rapidly. The sign back there said, road not suitable for large trucks. You think? Not suitable for small bikes either, apparently. I think I can run. Okay, well, good morning all. It is Tuesday, July 6th, and I forgot to take a picture of our campsite before we tore it down. We're in a hurry to get on the road this morning. But Adrian strung up between these two trees over here with his hammock, and I was on the ground right over there next to it. It's the only flat spot we could find. We kind of sort of stealth camped last night. The park office right back here is closed. We called and left a message. Nobody returned a call. We went over there. It was closed up. Nobody home. Said they're going to open at 8 a.m. But we needed a place to camp. There's too many deer and other wildlife on the road, so we just pulled in here and set up, and this is this. So we've already loaded up our boxes, and we're just getting ready to button up the bikes and get on the road again. I think it's 6:15, 6:20 in the morning right now, so we're getting an early start this morning. Try to crush out about 350, 400 miles and get up toward where are we going to be? Pennsylvania today, maybe? We're in Virginia now. I don't even know where in Virginia, but we're just going to keep on crushing miles and get on up there to Bar Harbor. At this rate, we should be able to get up there Thursday or Friday if we keep on pushing. So I'll catch up with you on the road. Okay, well, good morning to you all. Continuing the Tuesday in progress here. We are winding our way through the back roads of Virginia, West Virginia, Virginia, West Virginia, Virginia, West Virginia. GPS keeps freaking out, saying, welcome to Virginia, welcome to West Virginia, welcome to Virginia, welcome to West Virginia. Okay. So I haven't looked at our path on a map, but apparently we're just kind of zigzagging between the two states on all these little rural roads. But yeah, a lot of good riding out here. It's beautiful. Did I lose Adrian behind me? No, he's back there. Yeah, it's just gorgeous back here. All these hills and little rural towns. You never see this stuff if you're on the super slab. Yeah, a little more stop and go than you would have on a major highway, of course, but that's okay. Our machines aren't fast, and we'd rather not be out there trying to fight with fast traffic, shoulder to shoulder, up a lot of these hills, because we are slowing down to, sometimes as low as like 28 miles an hour, just penned out in second gear trying to gain speed, and that'll be in a 55 zone. So yeah, we're definitely outmatched, undergunned here. But you know, side roads like this, it's all right. I think everybody's kind of used to big trucks and things like that going slow up the hills, so we're not too out of place. Definitely a little funnier than a truck, but you know, we're having fun. So we're just a little over 1,000 miles out from Bar Harbor. I looked at my GPS a minute ago, and it said 1,020 miles. 1020. So we're going to try to knock down 400 of it today if we can. We got up early this morning, left the campsite about 6:30. We've already put down 100 miles or so. We're going to try to get another 300, 350 at least. And if we can squeeze it and get there in 2 days, that would be fantastic. Arrive on Thursday, then we would have Friday, Saturday, Sunday to recoup, re-prep the bikes, make sure that everything's still 100% or as close to 100% as possible for going across the country 4,500 miles. We're going to need to do an oil change sometime soon. Probably just wait till we get up to Bar Harbor. That'll be almost 3,000 miles on this oil for me, which I don't like doing, but you know, it's still less than the 4,000 that Honda recommends. So put it in the middle there somewhere. Anyway, Adrian's been having trouble with his chain. We think that there are a bunch of stretched links in various positions, and it's causing oscillation on his bike. I noticed it when I rode it back in Houston, that it kind of sets up a and it just keeps doing that. You can feel the bike shaking forward, back. It's not up, down, so it's not tire out of balance. It's more chain related. And when you load the chain and unload the chain, you can kind of make that resonance go away for a minute, but then it sets up again. So we think there's chain issues. We're going to swap that out when we get up to Bar Harbor, and we'll make sure everything else is doing okay. We're a little concerned about the rear tires squaring off, but just live with it and do what we can do. We're hoping that we can get about 6,000 out of the tires that we currently have on here before we have to replace them. The original IRC hoop, or whatever it was that was on here, I got 4,500 out of mine. Adrian had probably about the same out of his, and they were really squared off. They were bald in the center, flat down to the wear bars, so they didn't wear very well. And we're hoping that these Michelin pilots do better, but only miles will tell. So if we have to change them any sooner than halfway through the trip, then that means we're probably going to need to order an additional one and have it set out to meet us somewhere along the way, but we'll find out how it goes. So that's that. This is the road. More twisty back roads and lots of hills and trees, and it's gorgeous out here. Bikes are doing pretty well. I'm still getting over 100 miles to the gallon on mine, somewhere between 103 and 107. Full tilt. I'm just wide open on the throttle, not even letting out of it. Most of the time we're running 90% to 100% throttle just to get up the hills. But yeah, otherwise, bikes are doing good, and we're just going to keep on crushing. Still with me back there? Yeah. We gained 1,000 feet coming up the other side of that thing, so now it's the long downhill. There's not many switchbacks. It's just one big straight hill up and over. It's bizarre. And there are a couple of very minor curves, but it's just straight up. And now it looks like it's pretty much straight down. Usually when you gain that kind of altitude, there's a whole lot of curving and switchback, and maybe they just had a straight shot over this hill. Surprised I haven't seen any runoff traps out here. Usually when you got this long of a downhill, there's runoff traps on these corners for trucks that lose their brakes. Yeah, so we lost 1,500 feet right there. Yeah, we were at 3980 or something like that, and we're down to 2550. 1,500 feet. What's that? Okay. Well, it's a sharp corner, so he's just going to have to slow the hell down. That's a tight one. Watch out at the bottom of the hill. I had to trail brake that when I was starting to go wide. Of course, I took it at 50 plus. That guy was up my ass. Dickhead. Speed limit's 50 through here, and he's running 80 plus. Come on, dude. There's bicyclists and pedestrians out here. What a tour. Here we are, still rolling back roads of West Virginia. We just stopped in Circleville to fill up our tanks. Adrian filled his. I'm out of my jerry cans now, my reserve tanks. So I've got almost a full tank of fuel, probably 3/4 tank. So it'll get me down the road 60 or so miles. I'll stop at another fuel station and I'll fill up the main tank and one of the reserve tanks. Try not to carry tons of extra weight back there if I don't need to, because it does affect the handling of the bike a little bit. Man, look at those hills. Woo, it's gorgeous. Mountains, hills, what are they? You tell me. Wow, just look at those hills. Yeah, this one's steep. I don't know what we're on. Oh, elevation started at 1100 and it is going up rapidly. The sign back there said, road not suitable for large trucks. You think? Not suitable for small bikes either, apparently. I think I can run. Oh, it's going to second gear. Excuse me. This is a seriously steep incline. This has got to be better than 12%. Up at 1464. What did I say we started? 1100? I don't remember. I'll look back at the video. Wowza. Very tight switchback at the top here. Very tight. Acute angle. It's a Z, that's what that is. hey, I found third gear. Amazing. 1597 feet, about 1,600 feet before we started going down again, so I need to look back. So, 500-foot climb. It says 12 miles now. It told me I was supposed to turn right in a quarter mile, but that was before the top of that hill, so was that just, yeah, stay on the road, take a right? 15-mile-an-hour squigglies. Ooh, they're not kidding. We're rapidly losing that 500 feet that we gained a second ago. Very sharp left. Okay, so we've been riding off and on all day, and about 300 miles down, not as far as we had hoped, but here is Maryland. This bridge halfway through is border between West Virginia and Maryland. Cool. It was West Virginia we were in, right, Adrian? I can't keep track. It's Virginia, West Virginia, Virginia, West Virginia. Jeez, it changed every 5 minutes. It's so long. But yes, this is definitely Maryland. Potomac River. Right. So, welcome to Maryland, my phone just said. And if I can dismiss that, it'll tell us how many miles we have left. If I can get it to dismiss with gloves on, probably. Oh, don't go that way, bike. Stay this way. Dismiss. And we've got 820 miles to go. Does not butt steer as well with all the weight. You got a really fast van coming up behind you. Being very reckless, says the guy riding with no hands, but you can tell we're going very slow. He blasted around me at the very last second, almost rear-ended me. He's definitely a tool. Can't miss that yellow flasher. Little Cub struggles to get up these steep hills down in second gear a lot of times, just trying to fight 30, 35 miles an hour to get up, and then once you crest, you're fine. You can pick up 55, 60 miles an hour again, but getting up these inclines is a challenge. Of course, we're hauling probably 80 plus pounds of stuff in that trailer behind us, including the weight of the trailer. It would be essentially riding with a passenger on the back of the car. Adrian is a little concerned with his tire wear. He's saying that his is squaring off fairly quickly, so we'll have a better picture of how the wear and the potential longevity of those tires is going to be when we get up to Maine. Another 800 miles. If we have to change it, halfway through the trip, then we will. I was hoping that we could make it almost all the way out to California and then change there. That way we've got a pretty fresh tire for the ride home, but we'll see how it plays. They're cheap. That's a good thing. Time isn't necessarily cheap. Pulling the wheel and the trailer and everything off there to remount that rear tire. Finding a shop to do it if we don't feel like busting our knuckles. But getting the tires is a little bit of a trick too. We have to order them from either Dennis Kirk Revzilla, you know, one of the parts houses that has them, and then have it delivered to wherever we're going to be. And that's the tricky bit, is where are we going to be on which day. Now, as long as it's during the Cannonball, we kind of know roughly where we're going to be. We can have it sent ahead and hopefully park at a hotel or something like that. We just pick it up when we arrive. But if it's anywhere between now and, you know, our return trip, then we won't know where we're going to be exactly. Oh, and I figured out my smart key problem that I was fighting with the first couple of days of the trip. It's my Spot X satellite messenger. If I have that thing in my pocket or up here near the front of the bike, it interferes with the key. So I have to keep them separated by at least, say, 3 feet, 4 feet, and then there's no problem. So like right now I've got the key down in my pocket, but the Spot messenger is back in the box on the trailer, and there's no more problems. But somehow whatever frequency the Spot is using is interfering with the smart key system. So, okay, at least I know what it is. How I figured it out was I had both of them right next to each other in my coat pocket or my jacket pocket, and nothing was working. It didn't work at all. So what the hell? So I started going through my inventory to see what I had changed and what was new, and it was that Spot messenger. Oh, well, there's a second link now, so. Here's the road. We're just going to be doing this for a while until we can find a decent campsite tonight. We'll look around maybe one of the parks up here, state parks or national parks. We'll see. Kind of hoping for a big lake. We'll jump in the lake and take a natural bath. Catch up with you in a bit. Okay, well, good Tuesday evening to you all. Adrian and I decided to get off the road for a little bit because it was friggin' hot up here in Pennsylvania. Man, I'm talking mid-90s and humid. It felt like we were back in Houston. So we're running around getting lost on a couple of highway interchanges and decided, you know, Cracker Barrel sounds good. So we stopped over here at Cracker Barrel and had a big dinner. And now we are going to go over to find a river campsite that he looked up and hope that somebody's there to let us in. If not, we might just bandit camp, stealth camp. That's kind of what we did last night. I still intend on paying those people, but we got out of there early this morning before anybody showed up. What they don't know is it doesn't hurt them, right? They'll see it in the video. Sorry. Their sign out front said, leave us a like on Facebook. I'll do that. Thanks for the free accommodations. I'm ready. You go. He's got the site plugged in, so I'm just going to follow him. I hope we got everything buttoned down. Ugh. So, we've got about 20 miles or so of highway to get to where we want to go, and that's still in the general direction of Bar Harbor, so that's the plan. We're just going to go up that way and hope for the best, and if we can't camp there, we're going to camp somewhere else. We were thinking about cheating and staying at this Hampton Inn right here, because it was right next to Cracker Barrel, but we're trying to be manly men. We're not going to wimp out. We're going to moto camp this whole thing. We are going to need to grab a hotel to shower and do our clothes eventually. But every night so far we've slept outside. We did have the benefit of washing our clothes at his relative's house, but we were camping in his backyard, so we still camped. I'm not hungry, man. I'm not hungry at all.